How's it going, everyone? Gringo back here with another Extreme Z area video, and it is going to be the newest one, the Battle for the Strongest in the Universe. Now, this makes the 3 characters in the background and the missions that we had to have them Extreme Z awakened make a lot more sense now that came out last week. But anyways, let's get over to the story mode, because this is actually going to be a little bit easier than the Extreme Z areas I've done in the past, because all the missions for these characters to collect them, their medals, awaken them and everything, are at the top of the list this time. So this is going to be a little easier. So we're at the top of the list here. The Battle for the Strongest in the Universe, same name as the Extreme Z area. You scroll down here, there's your Gohan in Stage 2. Your medals for the Gohan, as well as the Technique Cooler, are going to be in Stage 3. And then your medals for the Metal Cooler are going to be in Stage 5 for Dokkan awakening him. So if you're wondering why they're not, or at least why they don't have the characters in the same areas that the medals are in, that is why, because this is newer and the Dokkan awakening for the other characters was just given to them as well. But anyway, you scroll down one, go into this mission right here, the Fight 10 Billion Powered Warriors. Stage 3 right there, there is your Strength Metal Cooler, as well as you can collect the 5 different types of the SR Metal Coolers in Stage 4, but those can be used in the Extreme Z area we are about to do. And if you scroll down one more here, you are going to see your Technique Cooler in Stage 5 there. Getting back over to it, we are going to go right back over to the missions. Okay, so getting over to the Extreme Z area itself, we're going to take a look at the missions real quick and the details. So Stage 1 here, we have, it looks like we're going to have to use the Gohan Goku. Stage 2 is going to be the Technique Cooler, and Stage 3, the Strength Metal Cooler. So what I'm noticing from this character list, though, I took a peek beforehand, and there are actually a lot of free-to-play friendly characters in this grouping of characters here. So I do know that the LR Frieza is obviously free to play, the Piccolo, Gohan, Goku, this Cyclopean Warrior thing. The Frieza right there is in the virtual class shop. This Gohan here, this Frieza. Of course, this one's in the virtual class shop too, the King Cold and Frieza. All of these metal coolers are in the missions, and of course I believe it's this red one, and then the Gohan and Cooler right there are the 3 that you need to collect. And this Vegeta Krillin is free to play as well. So there's a lot of options to make teams in here if you need a free to play team, which is nice. I think I'm actually going to try out all of the metal coolers, because I just did all the missions to get them fully awakened and 100% hidden potential, so it would be a nice kind of way to test them out and see how they do. But let's get over into the missions. Okay, so switching back over into it, we are going to start up Stage 1 here in a minute, but first, of course, we are going to need to select our team. And there are 2 teams I kind of want to try out. I want to try out a team of pretty much all metal coolers, and then another team mixed with like the Gohans, Gokus, Piccolos, and them, just to see how they work. There's a little bit different mechanics with them. Now, the metal coolers are obviously all going to link very well together, but they don't have as many mechanics as the other team that the Gokus and Gohans and Piccolos in them are going to have. So the metal coolers, mainly, they're going to have fewer mechanics but better links. But the other way around, they're going to have more mechanics but fewer links. So we are going to start out with the metal cooler team here. Of course, I had to check out what I was going to do first, and I decided to go with the Wicked Bloodline Leadership, because then 5 characters are going to get the 50% boost rather than the 6 characters getting the 30% generic boost from any of the 5 metal coolers that start at the SR level. So getting into Stage 1 here, as you can see, we have the Goku for our friend, or the Super Saiyan Goku, And this was actually a pleasant surprise for a friend character that you are supposed to bring, or forced to bring, I guess, for all 3 of the stages, because right there he can stun. So he will stun on his super, and I believe it said he has a great chance of stunning on his super. So that is a very nice mechanic to have there, and then pairing him with the metal coolers actually wasn't too much of a detriment, because since these metal coolers link very well, and I only ever needed to get 1 key to get them their supers, then I could focus on just kind of whittling down those key spheres at the bottom that only have 1 of a certain type. It didn't even need to be their specific type. And then I can get a group of key spheres that I could grab with that Goku, so I can guarantee him getting his super. Now, this Goku will not stun every single time, and I had a couple of times where it really did not work out for me, and then he ended up getting hit, and I took a lot of damage with him. But he does stun a lot of the time, so that is a very good thing to have there, especially if you're getting low on health. I never really got low on health in these first couple stages. I was able to actually keep it up because these metal coolers in the background here, 2 of them actually have a healing ability. Now the agility one up in the background right now has an evasion mechanic, which I just built on with his hidden potential. But I believe it's the purple and the yellow, so the intelligence and the physical metal coolers, one of them heals for a certain percentage of your HP at the beginning of each turn, and the other one heals for a percentage based on their damage. So I believe it's the intelligence metal cooler that heals 7% of your max HP at the start of the turn, and then the physical cooler heals for 15% based on his damage. So if he does 150,000 damage, let's say, then he's going to heal for 15% of that 150,000 damage. So being able to link well with the other metal coolers is also another benefit here. So getting him his super, he's going to deal more damage, therefore he's going to heal better for you. So having those 2 heals plus having the evasion from the agility version of the metal cooler was definitely a benefit here. I do wish some of the other metal coolers, like the technique and the strength ones, I wish they had a little bit better mechanics, like maybe one of them had a stun or a super sealing ability or something. But with the other 3, they are very useful. They pair together very well. So it is kind of a very nice team to have, especially since you have to get them all the way maxed out, 100% hidden potential for the missions that they have in the background right now. So if you are going for those missions, then this is definitely a team that could work for you if you're also trying to do these events to get the other mission. For the 50 ticket summon that is up right now, so we are on part 2 out of part 3, so collecting those tickets right now might be a necessity for you. Now switching over, we are in stage 2 here. We obviously had to switch our team up a little bit. We have to bring the technique cooler now instead of the physical Gohan Goku. So I feel like this technique cooler will obviously link a lot better with the team than the Gohan Goku did. So this will hopefully be a lot better damage, a lot better links, and a lot faster. We just beat stage 1 here, not a lot of difficulty. So what I'm noticing from this team, I am planning on switching up the team in stage 3 over to the Gohans and Gokus and all them that I was talking about earlier. But what I'm noticing from this team is other than a lot of links and a lot of synergy, their specials or supers are not really dealing a lot of damage. So it is taking a little extra time to beat these enemies than I'm expecting it to take the other team. But these coolers right here, or metal coolers, whichever you want to call them, are just super. That's all they're doing, is just getting off supers. And if you are getting tired of seeing Supernova, well, that is because every single metal cooler uses the Supernova Super. Man, tongue twister. The Supernova Super. So it is going to get a lot repetitive. You are going to see this a lot. And if you are using it in stage 3, then you're going to see it from the enemy as well. So if you're not paying close attention, you could kind of get lost in who is supering who. But getting back to it, here we go with the Goku again. And we are going to try to stun him, obviously. If we are not able to finish him off this turn, I don't think we're going to be able to finish him off. But I am hoping that we will do some damage. So, as I was just saying, you can see in the background, they're not really dealing a lot of damage with their supers. Like, they're not up there in, like, the maybe 700,000s, 900,000s. Nobody's going over 1 million with these supers. So, if you are expecting these metal coolers to do a lot of damage, they are not really here for that. They more seem like they're in it for the long run. So they're trying to do a little bit of damage over time, it seems, while sustaining themselves with those heals that they give or the evasions that the agility one gives. So that seems to be what they are kind of good at. If you are taking on something in another stage that is going to deal a lot of damage to you and you're not really going to be able to take the hits, then that metal cooler team is not a team I would recommend to do. Getting into stage 3 here, we are going to switch over to our other team and get it started up, and we are going to try them out. So what I was kind of expecting from this team was not as good a links as the metal coolers, but I was expecting a lot better like dodge mechanics and things like that. I'm expecting them to hit a lot harder if they can link decently and do more damage than the metal coolers could. But we are going to have to see here. From what I can already see in stage 1, the links are not good. So what I learned from this overall is that I was kind of correct in assuming it. But the links were a lot worse than I thought they were going to be. I thought I'd be able to get off some more supers than I did. If you really have this metal cooler in here, then they don't really link as well. I was thinking maybe this Gohan and Goku should link a little better since they're both Planet Namek Saga. Things like that. So I was just expecting a little bit better links than what were actually in there for a lot of the characters in this team. But characters like this Piccolo in the background that's about to super right here, he did actually impress me with his damage when he has been kind of underwhelming in the past. I kind of thought that Piccolo would be more of a dark horse and he wouldn't really get the damage that the Gokus and Gohans would probably be able to link together very well and get more damage than the Piccolo. Even though the Piccolo does have type advantage, I was pleasantly surprised with how much he did with his supers, dealing like that 820 something thousand that he just did. So that was a surprise from him. He obviously does have that heal. If you can get to turn 5, then he does his little transformation or fusion or whatever with Nail. But a lot of these ones are not going to get to 5. I was beating them a lot on turn 3 or 4. The one good thing about all of these is that whether I was using either team, either this one or the metal coolers, I never felt that I was in trouble of losing a stage. There were a couple of times that I got hit very hard, especially in this stage with the Goku that's in the middle right there right now. If he does get hit with a super, it is not going to end well. He was taking around 125,000 off a super, so that is a very big chunk of health. If you're already missing some health, then that is definitely going to be a one-shot. So that is something to watch out for. And even if you can get him to go first, it doesn't guarantee the stun, even though he's got a very good chance of doing it. I did have times in this stage where his stun did not go off, and he got hit for some pretty decent damage compared to all of the other characters. So, in hindsight, I would say that this team, while it does a lot more damage here, I would say it's a lot more inconsistent than the Metal Cooler team was. So I would actually recommend using the Metal Cooler team. Overall, a lot better synergy. You got those heals in there that you're going to get. Just a lot easier to work with. You don't have to work around a lot of stuff. Finishing it up in the back though, that is going to be it for stage 3, and that is going to be it for this video. So I hope you all enjoyed, and I will see you all next time.